Hi everyone, it's Little Blue and you're listening to my podcast, aka Little Blue. And as promised in yesterday's podcast, I have a lot of positive news for you. They say in a crisis, we should always look for the helpers. So look for them, to be inspired by them and learn from them, because there are always people who have that part of them that just needs to do what they can. And in this crisis, doing what you can be as simple as just staying in your house. So do what you can and make the world a better place with kindness, with positivity, and let's all pull together as communities, because all of these people in the things I'm about to mention, that's pretty much what they've done. So I hope this can bring you a little bit of hope, a little bit of positivity, and remind you that the majority of the human race are pretty decent people and really gorgeous and kind and wonderful. And we, especially as a nation here in the UK, do pull together in a crisis, as I'm sure many of the other nations throughout the world do. So the first thing I saw today was an email I got from Costa. Of course, I'm on their mailing list. I mean, I have to be on their mailing list, really, don't I? And they have said that they are donating their instant coffees to key workers. So I then turned to Instagram and I saw that 700 coffees have been donated to the post office, for example. They donated some to the NHS and to lots of different organisations like that. Free coffees for all of their staff. Now, fair enough, it's not going to change things, but that gesture in itself is beautiful. It's a wonderful, kind gesture, because that is going to be a lot of money that has been spent. And also, I'm thinking if they're working those long, tough shifts at the moment, because a lot of them are working overtime, they're going to need a coffee, and a Costa coffee even better. So good on you, Costa. I saw a page called 360 Botanics over on Instagram. They have put together self-care gift boxes, and you can buy them to send to somebody you think has been amazing and deserves a treat, a self-care treat. So it could be an NHS worker, it could be a friend of family member who works in the post office, is a bin man, is one of the sort of key workers, the frontline people. It could be them, but it could also be your friend who has gone and delivered packages to people in isolation. It could be a friend who does what they can to make other people smile. I mean, I know at least 4 people that I would happily do it because they looked after me when I was in isolation. So the care boxes that they were mentioning are £28 and you can get them sent off. And the Instagram page was called 360 Botanics if you were interested. The other really great thing, which I'm actually really looking forward to, it's really weird that I've got something to look forward to, but Children in Need have clubbed together with Comic Relief. And they are doing something called the Big Night In on the 23rd of April at 7 p.m. on BBC One. And basically, it's going to be like the normal Comic Relief Children in Need night. Children in Need night. And there's going to be, I think, a fundraiser for organisations who are in need at the moment. NHS, for example. Post office, whoever. I'm not too sure in the ins and outs of it. I literally just saw a very little advert for it today. But so that's Children in Need and Comic Relief. They're doing the Big Night In on the 23rd of April at 7 p.m. on BBC One. And I really can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. Hopefully they'll show some reruns of fun things from Comic Relief and Children in Need, because I personally love watching those sort of nights. And I think that's going to be a night where I'm going to get pizza or something and let Baby Blue stay up and we can have a little party of our own and join in and donate if we can. So that really got me excited today. We've also got people drawing chalk, obstacle courses. I don't know if you've seen this locally. A friend of mine, actually, Laura from the Wonder of Books, I post quite a lot of their things. They are Usborne booksellers that live locally to me. And a lot of people are doing like hopscotch courses outside their front doors or out along the path outside their houses. And like little obstacle courses. So when children go on their walks or families are going on, you've got something to keep them entertained as they're walking, as well as the rainbows, which are amazing as well. If you don't know about the I Spy rainbows, it seems that the whole country's just got on board now. It's wonderful. And the kids or adults paint a rainbow. You put it in a window that is facing towards where people are going to walk, and then the kids will spot the rainbows as they're walking around. Baby Blue gets so excited to see rainbows. She really does. And I think we must see nearly 100 now. And I'm not exaggerating, because we were on 50 about 3 days ago, and I swear we've seen at least 30 or 40 now. We must be nearing 100, really. I need to add them all up. But yeah, it is really fun. We've got 4 rainbows in our window at the moment, and we're going to have another one soon, because we're going to do one for a company that I rep for, Andy's Boutique UK. So yeah, can't wait. It's just such a lovely little thing. So if you want something to do, paint a rainbow, collage a rainbow, use post-it notes to make a rainbow, do whatever, think outside the box, do whatever you want. Put it in a public-facing window, so it might be just an alleyway that passes you, but there'll still be people walking down them occasionally. And just pop it in a window, and then you'll hear the kids screaming as they see it, because I know Baby Blue screams, and the people are quite often in the houses. We've talked to them from their windows when we've seen them sometimes. It's lovely, and it's just bringing the kids together and bringing the adults together, because it's fun to do. It's really fun to do. And then the other thing is, to go with the rainbows, we've had the weekly claps. There's been a clap for the NHS. I think it was week before last, and then Thursday last week. So I don't know if there's going to be another one this week, but that is just the first one. I don't think there could be a single person in this country that wasn't emotional about it. It was just beautiful. It was such a tribute, and the ambulances were honking their horns, people were letting off fireworks, everybody just got behind it, and it was just wonderful. And the one last week as well, that was great. I didn't know about that one until really last minute, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, and I will put stuff on my Instagram page if I do hear that there's going to be another clap. I have heard there might be a clap for Boris. Obviously he's very ill at the moment, Boris Johnson. He's very ill at the moment in ICU, so really hope he gets better, and I think there might be a clap for his health. So don't know, up to you if you want to. That's a bit of a controversial one, isn't it? I mean, I personally, my political views, I would not have rated Boris Johnson this time last year, but since this crisis I have a lot of respect for him. When he gave that address to the public about lockdown, I completely changed my opinion of him, and I really wish him all the speed in his recovery, because the country needs him right now. He's our Prime Minister, and I think his name is definitely going to go up in a lot of people's estimations. So what else have we got? Locally to me, the local theatre are still opening their doors. They're completely closed, obviously, because you're not allowed public places to be open, but they will be opening their doors so they can still do the blood donating. I think it's sort of every month, maybe, you can go and give blood, and they set up their grand hall where they do all the main shows, take out all the seating, and then they set up little nurse stations so you can go and give blood, which is fantastic, because obviously the NHS still desperately needs these blood donations if they just stop. I'm not sure what the criteria is going to be now, because of with COVID-19 flying around. I guess they'll test the blood, and you'll get tested for it before you go and give blood. And yeah, I'm not too sure of the ins and outs, but it's good that there is an organisation that is open to doing it. So I might actually ask, I've got a friend that works there, so I might ask him to see how the ins and outs and the social distancing side, because that's actually quite interesting to think, because I don't think you'd want my blood right now. I'm full of hay fever, and it's an interesting one, really. What else? Knitted Heart is another one. A local hospital, East Surrey Hospital, just outside Red Hill, they are asking for people to knit or crochet hearts, and they've included a pattern for the terminal patients and their families, because obviously there is no contact, there is nothing that can connect them in those final hours. And it is just heartbreaking for the staff, it's heartbreaking for the family, and obviously the poor people who are in these critical conditions and they can't have that love and that physical contact. It's just awful. And it's a very small consolation, but it's such a sweet idea. And what they will do is they will have identical hearts knitted. So you do two that match. One heart will be for the patient and one heart will be for the family. So they will have the same heart that they can have and cherish while that time is there. So my mum's a big knitter. I've sent it over to her. I've sent the link to a few of my friends who I know are crocheters or knitters. So I hope they do get a lot of people doing it. If you do want to do something like that, this is a local hospital to me, East Surrey Hospital in Red Hill. So if you want to send them hearts, drop me a message over on Instagram, let me know, and I will give you the information, because there's an address that you can send them to, and I can send you the link to the knitting pattern as well. Likewise, I mean, your local hospitals or NHS sort of establishments may have something similar going on. So keep your eyes peeled for them, because this sort of thing happens quite a lot. I know when the forest fires happened in Australia, my mum knitted joey pouches for the baby kangaroos and things like that. And she just learnt about that through Facebook. And my mum's not really that clued up on Facebook. So, just keep your eyes peeled. If I see anything for any other hospitals, I will mention them in my positive news as well. What else have I got on here? So there's My Baby Official on Instagram, and baby is spelt with an I-E, not a Y. They have asked people to nominate NHS heroes, and they will select 20 random heroes that have been nominated and send them £50 each as a random act of kindness. So 20 people that work for the NHS who have been nominated will be given £50 to do with what they will. I think the intention is for you to spend it on their site. But so that it's My Baby Official, and baby spelled I-E, over on Instagram. But if you know someone, if one of your loved ones has gone above and beyond and they work for the NHS, drop them over a nomination and you could win them a nice little act of kindness and a random treat. I've just realised it's getting really dark and my lights are off and I'm sitting here in the dark. That won't do, will it? But yeah, so that's everything I've got written down for today. But I mean, how great is all of that? And there's probably more that I just saw and didn't even put down there as well. But just incredible that we have all these wonderful, wonderful people that have thought outside the box to do stuff for other people. Even the smaller things like painting a rainbow and putting it in the window, and doing the claps, or doing the hearts for the hospital. They're very small and easy things to do. It's not like we are frontline and we are saving lives and doing all of that. But we can't do much else. And those sorts of things create positive thinking. Those sort of things bring love. Those sort of things give hope. So it's worth doing, even though it is so small in comparison to many other things, in perspective of everything. It's worth it because it is positive. And if you do see something that is being done like that, and you feel the need to say, well, this, and this is wrong with it, don't comment, just pass it by. Because those little things, it's people trying to do something that they can do. And any bit of positive giving right now is so needed. No matter how small, it all builds up and it all adds to the wonderful things that people are doing. So please, 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 if you've got something negative to say about a positive thing that's going on, skip by it and don't bother. That's my advice. Anyway, it's coming to the end of the podcast. I hope that good news has brightened up your day. It's made you have a lot of faith in human kindness, and I hope you're having a good day. You're getting sort of the hang of everything now, of the whole crazy situation we got going on. Stay in, stay safe, look after one another, and keep spreading kindness. If you do hear of any stories, email me, aka littleblue@gmail.com, or drop me an Instagram. Anyway, take care. Good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.